Hi, welcome to Vacuum Etc's How-To series. Today we're going to be covering how to replace or add the remote sensor to your electric fireplace, as well as the synchro flame motor. So let's get started. So in this video we're going to be covering two things: the remote sensor as well as the synchro flame motors, because they're both located in the same location. The remote sensor will need to be added to most units now, because if you're replacing the main control board, the new keypad circuit board that has to be replaced with it no longer has a remote sensor built into it, and it needs to be mounted behind the logs, exactly where the synchro flame motor is. To determine whether or not this is needed for your unit, again, visit us on our website at www.myvacuumplace.com. Go to our heat surge location under part replacement guide and click on it and see if whether or not you need to add the remote sensor. If you don't use a remote control, this isn't necessary. But we're going to go ahead and add that. Now, if yours is a synchro flame motor that is not working properly or maybe making a lot of noise, you'll also want to determine whether or not you need the short lead synchro motor or the long lead synchro motor. And to be honest with you, it really doesn't matter. Sometimes you got to cut and splice wires together anyway, especially on the short lead one. So the long lead one is typically for more of the newer units from 2010 and up to current years. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we've got the cabinet apart. If you're having difficulty getting to this part, go to our website again, look for the video on heat surge troubleshooting. It will get you all the way to this point as far as taking this apart. So we're going to continue on from that video and remove the glass. The first part is to remove the top metal bracket that holds the glass into place. Some of them will have little rubber washers that you want to be aware of so that you don't lose those. And others will have a rubber strip here. Just pull out the glass, carefully set that aside. Now that we have the glass out of the way, we need to remove the logs. The logs are held on by two screws located in each side. Yours may have rubber caps. These happen to be missing. So we're going to remove those 4 screws on each side. Screws are out of the way, and that gives us access to the flame screen here. We're going to remove the number of screws. Some will have 6, some will have 5, others will have 4. Quite get this one. Screen pops out, and now we have access to the flame motor and a spot where we can locate, which is about right here, the new sensor for the remote control. So to replace the synchro motor, you want to undo the 2 screws that hold it in place. This will mount or dismount from the unit. This particular one has the plug, but each plug is different and they all don't work. So on the synchro motor that you may have gotten from us, the plug may be slightly different. If that's the case, just cut this one off and then hardwire it to the wires itself. The other issue you may have when replacing the synchro motor, just because each unit's a little bit different, is this cotter pin in the location of the hole right here. It may not mount up properly, as you can see right here, to the new synchro motor, which means you will have to drill out this hole or add a second hole closer to the edge here. So you want to be very careful not to ruin the grommet, or else you'll be buying a whole flame motor. But in that case, this one will not, it will interfere. So you would have to drill a new hole. So in this case, or this particular unit, we need to add the remote sensor, as it used to be located in the keypad circuit board, but because we're replacing the main control board, requires a remote sensor. It's going to be mounted about right here onto the cabinet, but as you can see, there is no mounting holes. So I went to the store and simply bought some fasteners. They're Velcro with sticky pads on them, and I just trim it in half, stick one side to the back of the sensor, the other side to here where it's going to be mounted, and it just locks into place. Now, to determine where it's going to be mounted, set the logs back in the unit just temporarily, and you want to find a spot just above the logs to where the remote can actually reach it, but it's not too high, so if you're above the unit, the remote won't find it. So we're going to put this one right about here. Two of these. The second one I just snap into place right there. Find out where that's going to be located, right there. Perfect. Now you're going to take this part, run it up through the little opening following the wires, and we'll bring this up through the opening, pull it. Once you've got it out, go ahead and plug it into the main control board, leaving a little slack. We'll zip tie these wires together here. Now you've got enough sticking out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a zip tie, just tie this up so it doesn't get involved with the flames. Get it high and out of the way. Clip off the excess. And that's it. Go ahead and add a zip tie or two around the wires here, keeping the extras out of the way. So that's the final step. The next step is to simply put the screen back in, the logs back in, the glass back together as well as the top. Plug it in and you're ready to go. So there you have it, how to install your synchro motor or your remote sensor. If you have any questions, please give us a call at 253-474-9468 or visit us on our website for more videos or parts at www.myvacuumplace.com. Even Sparky approves. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you soon.